WCBI News at 10 starts now.
We begin tonight at 10 with breaking news out of West Point. A fatal shooting is under investigation there. Police Chief Avery Cook says the shooting happened around 6 o'clock this evening on the city's north side. Our Quentin Smith joins us live from the scene. Quentin, where did this shooting happen?
Scott, I'm here on Low Street, and this is where that shooting happened. As you can see behind me, this is still a very active scene out here. You have the crime tape up blocking the entrance to the street. You have multiple officers with the West Point Police Department, as well as the State Bureau of Investigation on scene collecting evidence and just trying to piece together exactly what happened. I'll tell you, it's also a very emotional scene out here. Investigators tell me the victim was shot outside his mother's house right in her yard, and several family members are still up at the house. And since I've been out here, multiple people I've heard multiple people burst out crying, and you can just tell they were just in disbelief. I'm told the victim was shot multiple times. Investigators say the victim was in his 40s and he was from West Point and owned a car wash in West Point. Chief Avery Cook says right now things are difficult because they haven't been able to collect any shell casings at the scene, and of the people police have spoken with, they didn't see or hear anything. So right now the police don't have anything to go off of. That's why they called in the State Bureau of Investigation to give them a hand in this investigation. But again, a man was shot here on Low Street around 6 o'clock today. No suspects are in custody. If you have any information on this incident, direct to contact Crime Stoppers or the West Point Police Department. And remember, you can report anonymously. We're going to continue to follow this developing story and bring you the latest details as they become available. But for now, reporting live in West Point, Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
All right, Quentin, thank you very much. Well, an argument leads to an aggravated assault charge. 63-year-old Jerome Cooper was arrested this past Saturday. Sheriff Eddie Scott says his deputies and West Point police, they went to a home on Section Road to investigate. There was an argument, and then there was a gunshot. Now, no one was injured. Scott says West Point PD has taken over the investigation. The police department has not released any information about this incident. Some scammers are stepping up their schemes. Oktibbeha County investigators say that a scammer started making calls today using the name of employees. The crooks told callers they had a warrant for their arrest and they needed to send some money. Law enforcement does not make calls about warrants. They will deliver those personally, and only courts collect money. The best thing that you can do is hang up on the scammer. The search continues for a man missing from Starkville. 31-year-old Corey Bond was last seen leaving his apartment on Stark Road November 12th. He's believed to have been traveling east on Highway 82. The Starkville Police Department and Bond's friends and family say that they're concerned about his welfare. Earlier today, we spoke with Bond's sister, Katie. She says she thinks Corey was headed to see his father in Alabama. She says the last time she spoke with her brother was that Tuesday before lunch.
Like he never broke contact, even if we were arguing or something. That just wasn't in his character at all. But Dad had understood on that Sunday conversation that Corey was just having like a normal work week. He didn't mention anything about coming home to Dad.
Now, Corey Bond is 5'10" and weighs 165 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes. There's a picture of him right there. If you have any information, call the Starkville Police Department. That number 662-323-4134.
A quiet evening on tap for us right now. Temperatures cooling down into the 40s and lower 50s. Winds still from the south and southeast, and those winds will stay with us tonight and increase tomorrow. So temperatures are on the cool side right now. It looks like we'll have a chance for a few showers during the course of our day Tuesday. Highs will be in the 60s. Now tomorrow evening and tomorrow night we'll have a frontal boundary move on through. We may see some gusty storms with that. So right now it looks like we do have a low-end severe weather threat, isolated damaging wind gusts tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, really from about 6 p.m. to about 4 a.m. Wednesday. I'm back with a full forecast coming up.
Lottery tickets are now available in Mississippi, and no matter how many of those scratch-offs pay off, there will be one winner for sure, the state of Mississippi. Courtney Ann Jackson has the dollar breakdown.
The state law setting out the rules of the game is named after Representative Alice Clark, who pushed to have it for more than 20 years.
What we're doing with this is a fun game, but it is for roads and bridges and will soon be for education.
Let's take a closer look at the specifics of where that money will go. First, it will go to infrastructure, but as MDOT Central District Commissioner Dick Hall notes, lawmakers put a 10-year cap on the money.
That was in 2018. This is end of the year in 2019 and it isn't a nickel so far.
So the department won't see a full 10 years worth of new dollars going to the highway fund. The law specifies that the first $80 million raised annually will be paid to that fund till July 1, 2028.
Any little bit helps, but it's nowhere near what we have absolutely got to have if we're going to fix what we've got and start doing some kind of planning for our future economy.
The American Road and Transportation Builders Association says it costs anywhere from $4 to $10 million per mile to construct a new 4-lane highway. So $80 million wouldn't go too far, but Hull says it's unlikely to see it used in that way for this reason.
$80 million won't even begin to cover just the maintenance that we have in a year, let alone doing anything new and different. I mean, literally, you could not go out and resurface the highways that need resurfacing with $80 million. I'm sorry, it does. It's expensive.
Even after 2028, anything over $80 million each year will go into the Education Enhancement Fund.
We need to start with the roads and bridges because we need our children to have a safe way to get to their schools.
After July 1, 2028, the first $80 million raised each year will go into the state's general fund. Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
As a reminder, right now you can only get scratch-offs. Powerball and Mega Millions will be coming in January. The lottery is off to a fast start here in North Mississippi. Store owners have been reporting brisk sales of customers, have been lining up to take their shot at the big payoffs. There are 4 games right now, and a ticket will run you between $1 and $5. With jackpots up to $100,000, buyers are excited, and so are the sellers.
I think it's going to get a lot of people's attention, and I think that the more winners you go have and stuff, it's going to even make people more hungry for the tickets.
Most of the ones have come in just for the lottery, but I have had a few come in today and buy groceries and then pick up a few tickets on their way out, and that's really what we're hoping for, stuff like that.
Now you must be at least 21 years old to buy a ticket, and all winners have 90 days to claim their winnings with proof of a photo ID. Well, time to send things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith, how are things looking out there
Hey,
tonight?
look, Lotto.
Oh, hey.
Hey, I got myself a free ticket.
Oh, where's mine? Did you get me one?
Well, I'll cash this and give you one.
Deal.
But I didn't win. I did get a free ticket, though. I'll take what I can get. At least I didn't lose any money there. All right, forecast for this evening. There's Blackjack. Looking very happy. I don't know if he's going to be this happy with the showers coming on into the forecast for tomorrow, even a few storms possible tomorrow night. We'll talk about it next.
The First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Let's talk about the holiday weekend just a few days away, and we are looking at mostly cloudy conditions for Thursday, Thanksgiving, Friday, Black Friday, mostly cloudy. A chance for more showers and storms on Saturday. That could be a pretty big system coming our way for the first part of the official weekend, and then variably cloudy conditions on Sunday down into the 50s. So 50s, 60s, 70s, 50s, that's where we're headed for this upcoming Thanksgiving weekend. All right, for tomorrow, mostly cloudy in the morning. There may be a few showers around initially. Notice the wind picking up from the southeast at about 10 to 20. Temperatures will top out somewhere in the 60s in most spots here. And then we will hold steady tomorrow evening in the 60s as that next system comes our way. In Columbus and Louisville, Mississippi, we're looking at temperatures now into the 50s and 40s. Vernon, Alabama, Durham's Pharmacy, and in Tupelo as well, 40s and some 50s. Notice the low clouds here showing up in gray. That is a sign of low-level moisture down here in Louisiana, southwestern Mississippi. That moisture is coming back to the northeast. So lots of sun today, lots of sun yesterday. Tomorrow, overcast in many spots here as that moisture comes on in here. The wind will pick on up, and we will have a chance for some storms tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, really from early tomorrow evening through about 2, 3, 4 o'clock Wednesday morning. There's a chance for some isolated damaging wind gusts with some of this activity. The tornado threat is low. Overall, the severe weather threat is low with this system, but we will continue to watch it here. So clouds fill back in tonight, and notice how there could be a few showers around during the course of the day. Better rain chances late tomorrow afternoon into the early part of the evening hours. A line of gusty storms and showers possible during the evening and overnight hours, but as I just mentioned, most of that should be done by 3 o'clock or so, at least the strongest activity, and then that system clears on out. just in time for Wednesday, the big travel day. Anyway, anywhere from a ½ inch to maybe 1½ inches of moisture with that system. Let's advance into Thursday, Thanksgiving. Some rain back to our northwest. I don't think we'll have any major concerns for Thursday or Friday locally, but there's that next storm system gathering strength on Friday, and that could give us some more strong storms, or at least storms and showers here Saturday night, some of which could be on the strong side. So temperatures will be in the upper 60s tomorrow, 60s Wednesday early, then 50s, 58 Thursday, 65 Friday, and there's that other system for Saturday, more storms possible.
Fried turkey, crisp on the outside, juicy on the inside. But if you cook it wrong, it can be downright dangerous. We look at some of the Thanksgiving don'ts when we come back.
WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
Welcome back, everyone. For most, the holidays are a happy time, but that's not always the case for everyone. We look at what has some feeling the holiday blues in tonight's Health Talk with Baptist.
I'm Chaplain Steve Brown, Director of Spiritual Care here at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. As we approach the holiday season, everyone is looking forward to a joyous time around the table with family and friends. 'Tis the season to be jolly, right? Maybe not. For some of us at different times in our lives, the holidays are not about being happy at all. The holidays may bring on very real and sometimes intense feelings of sadness, loneliness, anxiety, and depression. There may be many reasons for these feelings. The pressure to feel merry, the difference between how we actually feel and what we think we should be feeling can cause guilt and confusion. Remembrances of past holidays. Consciously or unconsciously, we have a mental record of past holidays. We may long for the happy holidays we once enjoyed. Reminders of loved ones we have lost. Holidays are a time for reflection, and our thoughts often turn to beloved family members who have passed away. Loneliness. Separation from family members, whether geographical or emotional, can be especially painful at this time of year. Financial hardship. If our finances are limited, we may be tempted to dig a deeper hole with credit card debt. Sunlight deprivation. In winter, many people are negatively impacted by the relative loss of sunlight. Seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, may exacerbate our blue feelings. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, when we will discuss how to overcome the holiday blues.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle.
The state fire marshal wants to make sure your Thanksgiving doesn't go up in flames. With a little help, the fire marshal's office demonstrated the dangers of overfilling a turkey fryer with grease. Officials also showed how not fully thawing your turkey can have deadly consequences. Oil and water from a partially thawed turkey have a violent reaction, then grease overflows and hits the flames of the fryer. Fire experts say oil and water aren't the only things that don't mix when you're cooking around this type of equipment.
In the 4,300 we have reports on in the U.S., alcohol was a factor in over 20% of them. So alcohol is always a factor. You never know how many people will admit to drinking a beer or 2 beers and trying to cook a turkey.
A list of safety recommendations is also on our website, WCBI.com. Egg Bowl week is here. A lot on the line for both teams this week. More on the rivalry matchup next in sports.
Tom Ebel.
The final end zone upcoming this Friday with North State Championships on the line. We'll find out who'll be competing in state championships, but for now we'll enjoy some of the best plays from week 14. Receivers on full display for our top plays.
WCBI Sports End Zone Top 5 Plays of the Week are brought to you by your local Subway restaurants.
Number 5, the Saturday special. Choctaw County taking on Amanda Elsie, Tylen Carter to Quez McNeil. The back shoulder catch. Off to the races, 45 yards to the touchdown. Choctaw County will be competing for a spot in the state championship. Number 4, Corinth taking on Itawamba. Check out this throw from DT Sheffield. The receiver, the ball's already in the air and he's calling for it. Beautiful catch by DK Gaines over the shoulder. Nice pitch and catch. Corinth in the 4A North Half Championship. Number 3, these guys. Heritage Academy, Jared Long, Carter Putt. Beautiful throw by Putt. Wonderful catch by Jared Long. We'll miss those guys in the end zone. Heritage wins the state championship. To number 2, Starkville. You can't throw on the Jackets. Just don't even try. Justice Robinson proves that theory. He says, "Get off me." Throws off a defender or a guy trying to tackle him. Look at the gang of Jackets just escorting Robinson to the end zone for the touchdown. Justice is served. Starkville gets the W. To number 1, Lafayette didn't get the win, but check out this catch from Kylan Vaughn. Randy Anderson throws it up to him. Talk about putting your body on the line. Lays out for the touchdown. 40-yard score. One more time. Full extension, almost goes parallel to the turf. West Point gets the win, but heck of a play by the Lafayette Commodores in Week 14. It's officially Egg Bowl week. The battle for the Golden Egg goes down on Thanksgiving. Joe Moorhead coaching in his second game in the Egg Bowl rivalry, learning about the passion of the game in his first experience. The infamous brawl between the Bulldogs and the Rebels last year in the 35-3 Mississippi State win. Moorhead saying he's been a part of rivalries throughout his football career. The last year gave him the full Egg Bowl experience.
Being a part of Pitt, Penn State, and growing up around Pitt, West Virginia, the backyard brawl, and you talk about two schools, with a lot in common and passionate fan bases, and I don't think you really quite understand it till you're in it. And I think leading up to the game, I got a pretty decent idea, but once the game started, and obviously, unfortunately, afterward, you kind of really got a true sense of what the rivalry means.
Ole Miss will look to bring back the Egg to Oxford, and a recent trend is in their favor. The past 4 meetings, the road team is left with the Golden Egg trophy. The win could mean bowl eligibility for Ole Miss and his coach and player in the rivalry. Matt Luke says it puts the state on center stage.
It is an emotional and it is a passionate game, but I think the whole thing is I'm born and raised in the state of Mississippi. When the game comes on Thursday night and it's a national TV game, you want the whole state of Mississippi to be shed in a good light. And I think just with a good football game, 2 teams, passionate fan bases out there playing hard, that's the way it should be.
2019 Egg Bowl in Starkville, 6:30 kickoff nationally, ESPN. The road team, again, has won 4 straight in the battle for the Golden Egg. That's the longest streak since the road team won 5 straight from 1994 to 1998. Bulldogs, they get a win, they clinch bowl eligibility. Rebels, it'll help their chances, but they still need some help nationally to get to a bowl game. Mississippi State, we'll jump the gun on this one. The Connerly Trophy, headlined by some guys we talked about, Kylan Hill, John Rice Plumlee, and then some guys we saw in the end zone, Oxford native Jack Abraham at Southern Miss, and West Point native Keontae Hampton, Jackson State linebacker, up for the best football player in Mississippi award. Then some other guys, Felix Harper from Alcorn State, Tracy Tompkins from Valley, Hunter McEachern from Belhaven, Dietrich Hawthorne, and others, a part of the Connerly Trophy. The voting is still going on right now. The winner will be announced next Tuesday on December 3rd. Mississippi State women's basketball escapes Marquette with a 74-68 win. It's Vic Schaefer's 200th career victory as head coach of the Bulldogs. Jessica Carter and Jordan Danbury with big games. The Bulldogs head to British Columbia for a Thanksgiving tournament, taking on San Francisco on Thanksgiving Day, Scott. So a busy Thanksgiving Day when you're having your turkey.
Definitely. I mean, the Egg Bowl and the girls playing.
And some women's hoops.
A busy day. All right, thanks, Tom. Well, let's look at your forecast when we come back. Egg Bowl, you just heard Tom talk about that a moment ago, is 3 days away, and the game ball is on its way. Army ROTC cadets from Mississippi State University and the University of Mississippi partnered for the 7th annual Egg Bowl run. Ole Miss cadets carried a football from Oxford to Calhoun City. They handed the ball off to the Bully platoon for the second leg of the 100-mile run to Starkville, where it was presented to Bulldog head coach Joe Moorhead. Ole Miss and State fans were all invited for tailgating in the Calhoun City Square, a good tradition there.
Weather was very nice for that today. Tomorrow we'll have a few showers around. The storm chance really tomorrow evening and the wee hours of Wednesday morning. Pretty quiet going through your Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. And then our next system there on Saturday we will have to watch.
All right. We'll take it. And it's a good Friday night for the last end zone, the end zone
it's a beautiful thing,
finale.
Scott.
Good deal. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you tomorrow.